Free bar, I heard. I'm opposite of it.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richard and I'm one of 3 best men. The other 2 lesser best men are Andrew and Samir. Now I thought I'd start off by being a gentleman because I know as soon as these 2 take over it's all going to go downhill very rapidly. So I wanted to start off by thanking everybody that made today a success. In particular the bridesmaids, they all look fantastic and they've done a wonderful job. Thank you. I think we can all agree the Bex looks stunning and is definitely the star of the show. And I think we can also agree that Martyn is perhaps punching well above his weight, which is very difficult to do. I know what you're thinking. There's 3 best men, so this speech must be 3 times as good. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. But I can confirm 3 heads are not better than 1. We found this out when we wanted to celebrate. We had passed a rigorous selection criteria and beat hundreds of other applicants to be Martyn's best men. We sent Martyn a text message specifying what time we would pick him up and what restaurant in Coventry we had picked. When we arrived there was a lot of confusion and a lot of finger pointing. I don't know how, but we had managed to leave the most critical element behind. Martyn was at home thinking we were running just a little bit late. Little did he know we were at the bar arguing whose fault it was and who was going to go back to pick him up. Nobody wanted to. As I'm telling the story, I can assure you the blame lies solely with Andrew. Essentially, we couldn't organise a meet-up in a brewery. Okay. Now, it comes a point in every man's life where you meet someone special, his one true love, someone who can rely upon and know and understand him for the rest of his life. That moment happened for Martyn when he met me 15 years ago. I remember it well. He had bleached white hair and he was going through his Slim Shady stage. And like most teenage boys, Martyn had a slightly different pastime in his bedroom. He would record himself. He would record himself singing songs on a cassette recorder. Now I don't...
keep listening, keep listening.
Now I don't know if this is a normal way to make friends, but he would go to parks in Nuneaton, find big groups of teenagers. Some people he knew, some people he didn't know. He would place the tape deck on the ground in the middle of the floor in the big group and he would press play. His arms would wave around frantically as he danced to the Eminem music he produced hours earlier. Onlookers looked worried and concerned. They didn't quite know if you were having a fit or you were trying to dance all the way. However unorthodox this method was of making friends, it obviously worked for me because I'm one of your best men today. Unfortunately, you never got out of this habit of recording yourself singing. So if you'd like to see a funny film of Martyn singing and dancing, we've got one on the iPad. Come up to us guys afterwards. And over to you, Andrew.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll provide the link, mate. Don't worry. As Richard rightly says, my name's Andrew. I've known Martyn since about the age of 4. We lived next door to each other and also went to school with each other. It's quite funny to hear people calling our friend Martyn today. Whilst that is indeed his name, he's had an awful lot of nicknames down the years. Merv, Burns, Burney, MJ, Eminem, just to name a few. I'd like to tell you a little story about how he picked up one of his particular nicknames. It was Tom's 21st birthday. Just give us a wave, Tom. Hello, Tom. I know what you're thinking, that must have been a long time ago, but it was only... It was only about 10 years ago. We headed north of the border to Glasgow and we flew overnight and we got there quite early and we decided that a McDonald's breakfast was the way to go, something that I know Martyn has grown to enjoy over the last recent months. Sorry mate, but as I say, we went in there for our sausage and egg McMuffin, whatever it was, and I don't remember at what point Martyn said he was nipping to the toilet. Suffice to say, there was no nipping involved. Somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour later, Martyn appeared with a grin on his face and a look of contentment, unwilling to expand on what had taken him so long in the toilet. Anyway, we went about our business, drinking in Glasgow throughout the day, and it got to about 7, 8 o'clock, and we thought we need a bit of food here just to kind of soak up a bit of alcohol. And as luck, coincidence would have it, we walked past the same McDonald's we'd ate breakfast in. Martyn was not so keen to go back in, but we went in anyway. A couple of burgers later, a few of us needed a tinkle before we could get back on our way. Up to the toilets we went, only to find it cordoned off with an irate manager saying never in 35 years had he seen a scene like that. And he would indeed have to phone the decorator to come back in. The nickname Rectal Roy was born there. Another story I'd like to share with you is during my time at university, Martyn was a regular visitor and he'd come up for a night out or two and was willing to suffer my cooking, bless him. One particular day, we had a day of drinking and we went out for a night of fun in the evening as well. The next morning at breakfast, I was told that my mates had taken something that didn't belong to him. Puzzled, I pressed the witness for more details. How do you mean? Well, I saw him take something off the clothes area outside Julia's room. That's funny, I thought. Martyn's still curled up in the king prawn position in bed, partially clothed. How do you mean? I asked him for more details. Well, I saw him take some knickers off the clothes area outside Julia's room. No way. Absolute lies, he said. Not my mate. Not on my watch. I went to the bedroom to wake him up to dispel this myth and this besmirching of his good name that was going on. Anyone that knows Martyn in this room will know that was not an easy process to wake him up. 2-3 minutes of shaking him, slapping him, licking him, couldn't get him up.
Licking him?
So I thought, I'm not having this. My mate, been having these lies told about him. So I thought, I'll grab his jeans, I'll take them into the kitchen and show the lads there's nothing in his pockets. So grabbed them, I'll sort this out. Fellas, he won't have done it. Put my hand in the pocket. What's that? Oh God. Only to find that the dirty deviant had indeed swiped a naughty pair of knickers off the clothes area earlier. Now the best thing is, Martyn, I did get in touch with Julia. Told her it was your special day. And she has indeed sent down a nice tribute to him. So there you go. That's for you. Oh, really?
She's lost weight then.
As I say, I've since an early age I've known Martyn, and we've been through a lot together, from doing parachute jumps to remember our granddads together, to watching him countless times on karaoke. I know how important family is to Martyn, and at this point I'd like to pay a small tribute to his mum and dad, Karen and Andy. Mainly for the countless times they let me watch Liverpool on Sky around their house. Free drinks, meals, lifts to school, not to mention going on holiday. And the 29 years of hard work, graft that they put in with Martyn. And just to celebrate with them, to be fair, that he's finally off their hands and not their problem anymore. So please join me in a toast to Karen and Andy.
Right, thank you for that, Andrew. Everyone knows I'm Samir, as I've been introduced kindly by Richard. I met Martyn at secondary school, and we continued our after-school years of going around his house every weekend, having a few drinks, and wandering into town, having a wee stop outside Bobby's the Hairdressers, or the Hindley Community Centre. Good times, Martyn. And I'm sure everyone would agree it's been such an emotional day today, and even the cake's in tears. So I'm going to go through a few stories. A few stories about Martyn, and I'd like to reassure him that they took him in a paint you in a good light, Martyn. Okay? So are you ready, please? Yeah. So I personally think Martyn should be a self-made millionaire. We should have seen him on Dragon's Den, a few times. And he's one of the few greatest ideas I've ever seen Martyn. Okay, so number one, Martyn came up with the idea of buying wholesale spices and selling them in little bags. Okay, and then people could call Martyn, or Diver Spice, as it was named, and he would deliver and make your own curry kit. Fantastic, as you'd agree. The only problem is you'd have to provide your own meat and cook the meal yourself. And I'm not absolutely astonished why this did not pick up, but if you ever want to think about it in the future, I'm here to support you, Martyn. Another amazing idea I recollect was Martyn breaking his tooth and subsequently getting it fixed for it to break again, unfortunately. Now, Martyn came up with the amazing idea of fixing his tooth back in with chewing gum. Great idea, to give him that minty, fresh, sticky feeling. Where for a while, he's gone now, unfortunately. So Martyn, I applaud you for that. Okay. And I'll always remember on Martyn's 18th when he got a cracking little present. So, we all know what Martyn gets in the morning. It's not what you're thinking. He gets a cup of tea and a cup of coffee because he's such a diva. You're not there's one more thing that I would like to mention. Martyn's the only human that I've ever seen that in his garden, when his guinea pig weed on him, he threw the guinea pig over the fence. Same thing. So the neighbour was greeted by a flying rodent, Martyn. So we all know that Martyn's love for singing and performing, so we thought it'd only be appropriate for us to have a song for him. Yeah. So, however, we are less blessed than you, Martyn, at singing. So we've created a masterful rap slash poem.
PJ Duncan.
PJ, not quite. So we hope you enjoy it. So this is our song for Martyn.
Now this is a story all about how Mer's life got flipped, turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and I'll tell you how he became the Prince of Ever-Changing Hair.
In West Midlands, born and raised, on the playgrounds where he spent most of his days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, throwing some guinea pigs outside of school, when a couple of girls who were up to no good started making trouble in Millennial. He got in one little fight and his dad got scared. He said, "You're moving to the Haven with your sister, so there."
He begged and pleaded with him day after day to appear on the Dragon's Den, but they sent him away. He met Bewitched and he gave him a kiss. He put his karaoke machine on and said, "I can be your hero, baby."
He whistled for Beck and she came near, and no one can doubt their love is sincere. If anything, you could say this is love. This love was rare, but we thought, nah, forget it. He loves falling off chairs.
He pulled up to the house about 7 or 8. He yelled to the cabby, "You're home, smell you later." He looked at his hands. He was finally there. A married man that no man can compare. For the aforementioned video, if you've not seen it already, of Martyn falling off the chair, please give me a shout later. It'll cheer you up.
So even though we jest about Martyn, we all know that he's always there for us. You know that, don't you, Martyn?
Yes, mate, yes.
He's been a great friend to all of us over the years, and we wish him and Becky all the best for their marriage life. If he is half as good a dad as he's a husband, I'm sure he'll have a long, successful marriage.
Husband is a dad.
Yes. So, will everyone please be upstanding to the new Mr. and Mrs. Burns? The bride and groom.
Bride and groom.
Very good, boys. Very good, boys.